Hello everybody and welcome back to One Nerd to Rule Them All. And in today's video, we are going to be looking into the Ents, the Elves, and the fading of Middle-earth. So, without further ado, let's get into the video. Before the age of men, before the crowns of Gondor and Rohan, Middle-earth was a world of older powers. Trees could speak and remember the first dawn. Rivers carried songs older than the mountains. The stars themselves had been named by the first elves, long before the sun or moon were kindled. But all this was destined to fade. The elves called it the Long Defeat. The Ents felt it in the deep silence of empty forests, and Tolkien himself saw it in the slow loss of wilderness and beauty in our own world. Today we walk alongside the Eldar and the Onondrim, the Elves and the Ents, through the waning of their ages, and explore how Tolkien wove into their stories a great and bittersweet truth, that all magic must pass, and that dominion of men will come. The Elves, the firstborn of Ilúvatar, awoke beside the waters of Corvenin before any other speaking people. They opened their eyes to starlight, and from them, Middle-earth was young, fresh, unscared by Morgoth's malice. But from their first moments, they were bound to Arda's fate. They would not die, but they could be slain, or waste away from grief. And as the ages passed, they would remain while the world around them grew older, dimmer, and less enchanted. The Long Defeat, Galadriel's haunting phrase, captures this truth. The Eldar have always known they cannot stop the march of time. Every victory is temporary. Every beauty they preserve will one day wither. In the First Age, the greatest cities, Gondolin, Nargothrond, Doriath, rose in glory and fell in fire. In the Second Age, the forging of the Rings of Power was their desperate attempt to halt decay, to hold back change itself. But the One Ring poisoned even this hope. By the Third Age, their realms were reduced to scattered sanctuaries, Rivendell, Lothlorien, oases of light in the encroaching darkness. Tolkien makes us feel their grief. Immortality might seem a blessing, but for the elves, it is a slow burden, outliving the forests, the mountains, and even the stars they knew in their youth. For men, death is a gift of Ilúvatar, a release. For elves, there is no such escape. They are bound to the world until its very end. So when magic fades, they must watch it go. And so they sail west, returning to Valinor, leaving Middle-earth to men, not in defeat of arms, but in the surrender to time itself. If the elves are the memory of Middle-earth's ancient light, the Ents are the voice of its wild, untamed nature. They are not simply talking trees, they are Onondrim, shepherds of the forest, awakened in the First Age by Yavanna, the Valar who loved all growing things. Yavanna foresaw what the dwarves, men, and even elves might do to the forests in their hunger for stone, metal, and land. She pleaded with Manwë for a guardian race, and so the Ents were given life. Slow to anger, slow to act, the Ents measure time in centuries. To them, the wars of men and the rise and fall of kingdoms are passing storms. Yet, even the Ents are not immune to the Long Defeat. Many have grown tree-ish, too sleepy to move or speak. And the Entwise, who loved ordered gardens and open sunlight, left long ago. Treebeard still searches for them, though he admits he may never find them again. In this loss, the Ents mirror the sorrow of the elves. They are living relics of a world before the dominion of man, before axes rang in the forests, before roads cut through the wild. Tolkien's love for trees runs deep here. He once wrote that he disliked cutting down even a single tree, and the devastation of Isengard's forests in The Lord of the Rings reflects his own grief over industrialization in rural England. At the end of the Third Age, with the fall of Sauron, the balance of the world shifts forever. The destruction of the One Ring breaks the power of the 3 Elven Rings. Lothlorien and Rivendell will fade, no matter how much their keepers love them. The Ents will retreat into the deep woods, their voices heard less and less. The great eagles will depart, and even Tom Bombadil will become one of rumour. This is the beginning of the dominion of men. It is not evil. Men are not Morgoth, but men are mortal, restless, and driven to remake the world to suit themselves. The magic of Middle-earth recedes, not in a single cataclysm, but in a slow withdrawal. Wanderers become legends, legends become fairy tales, and fairy tales fade into nothing. For Tolkien, this wasn't simply a fantasy motif. It was a reflection of reality. He saw ancient rural landscapes swallowed by factories, rivers polluted, forests felled. The passing of magic in Middle-earth is his lament for the loss of the old, natural world. The Elves and the Ents teach us that beauty is precious because it is fragile. The long defeat is not a call to despair, it is a call to cherish. In Tolkien's world, and in ours, nothing lasts forever. Forests may fall silent, golden cities may crumble, and ships may sail beyond the horizon. But while they remain, we can walk beneath the leaves, hear their songs, and remember that once they were here. If you enjoyed this journey into the fading age of Middle-earth, please consider subscribing to the channel for more dives into the Tolkien Legendarium. In the description you will find a link to my other channel, Nerdy Miniatures, where I mostly focus on Warhammer content. At the moment I've been building, painting, and will be battling my Warhammer armies against each other. So, if that's something you'll be into, then please have a look at that. Anyway, that'll be it from me today. Have a wonderful day, or night, wherever you are in the world. And as always, bye for now, guys.